So so I just made a video talking about how the stock market is not a good metric. It's not a metric at all to, tell you how the economy is doing. It is not even like relevant like that. You know what I mean? The stock market is a secondary market. It's not in any way, shape, or form an indicator of how the economy is doing. Anyway, with that being said, I said, a lot of people that try to say it is, they are basically neglecting all of the real metrics they should be looking at. And so, that being said, I want to discuss some of the real metrics, and I haven't even really thought this through. I got a general gist in my head, so I'm gonna just spit it out. I think some of the real metrics that people need to be looking at are, you have to be able to look at the economic machine in a holistic way. And one of the ways to do that is look at one thing I always say. Look at the kind of just where resources are going. You can not just natural material resource, but also human labor. The economy overall is a giant machine that produces. Where is all of the resource going in this economic machine, and what is it producing? And if it's producing a whole bunch of stuff that's just unnecessary, if it's producing stuff that is just for luxury and crap like that, while people are starving and stuff, you can see there's probably a problem. You see what I'm saying? So you have to look at the what's that word for it? It's a simple word. I'm losing simple words right now. I don't want to say dispersion. The where just where the resources are going. Anyway, that I think is a major thing. So you can see the economy in a holistic way. See the entire economy, the entire economic machine. What does the entire economic machine do? It produces. Okay. Where are the resources going in the economy, and what is it producing? That's a major thing. And one way you could kind of see that is see where money is coming from, because money is what pays for things to be produced. And some people say money makes the world go round, blah blah blah. So for every person who is just a normal guy in the economy, they make a paycheck doing whatever they do, and then they take that money and spend it on stuff they need to survive. So a lot of what the economy is producing should be things that people need to survive, because that's where the money's coming from people that need that type of stuff. There's a demand for that. But further, there's a lot of money coming from other stuff. There's, for instance, taxes are taken out of people's paycheck, and then the government has a lot of money to spend on a whole bunch of stuff. So the government says, let us spend money on a couple $1 billion fighter jets. Okay, all of a sudden there's a demand for that because there's money asking for it. You see what I'm saying? And so there'll be resources put toward that. So that's interesting. The economy is a machine. The economy, simply put, it's a machine. It's a big machine, and people are like cogs in that machine. You know what I mean? We're parts of that machine. And there's a whole bunch of individual businesses and stuff, and they quite often one business will get parts from another business and so on, and everybody's working together, and overall the entire economic machine is producing. And that's why I say you have to look at it in a holistic way and say, where's all the resource going and what is it producing? That is probably the easiest way to look at the entire economy. And then to really answer that question, you have to say, where's the money coming from? Because the money is basically going to direct resources. And this, some people are super rich billionaires, and they have enough money to, get 1,000 people to work for their personal, leisure. You know what I mean? Some people, they have a giant estate with 100 maids and personal chiropractor, all types of stuff. You know what I mean? They have enough money to do that. And in the economy, you can see a lot of wealth inequality, stuff like that. So wherever the money's at, if there's a whole bunch of money in one dude's hands, that means he can direct a lot of resource his way. And that's stupid when you see other people in other parts of the world that are starving to death. It's really just inhumane. It's here's this one guy with billions and billions of dollars, who is directing a crap load of resource his way that he doesn't even need, while other people are starving. See, what you could say right there is that a lot of that resource, including like human resource, could be directed toward helping those people that need. That's just a humane thing to do. But instead it's being directed toward, hey, like building a giant estate for some rich, super rich guy. There's a whole lot of people like that, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that live in crazy excess, have a lot of money, which directs a lot of resource their way, including human labor, skilled labor, stuff like that. When a lot of that resource could be put toward just providing the bare minimum for a lot of people. And that's just taking care of your fellow man. That's just taking care of, it's humane, you know what I'm saying? And then those people, if you take care of them well enough, they too can become way more productive, skilled labor, whatever. They can get an education, they can do a lot of things. And overall, it'll increase the overall output of mankind, of the entire economic machine. So, I mean, you see what I'm saying here? You have to look at it in a holistic way. A lot of people try to look at individual countries and try to like ask how every individual country is doing. You can look at it like that, but there's a lot of interaction. Like you could look at how one business is doing. What is the metrics for any individual business? You got to look at operation cost, revenue, this and that, how much you're paying everybody, what's going on, like you know what I'm saying? It's a machine. You have to look at it that way. It's the same thing with the entire country. There's a whole bunch of different businesses in that country. Overall, there's like, exports versus imports. There's a lot of stuff involved. So, I mean, it's really, it's a little bit more nuanced. I think the best way to look at it is this holistic way. That's really the way I like to look at it. It's a giant machine. The economy is a giant machine that produces. And then you can say, where's the resource going and what is it producing? Who is it producing for? Is another question. I mean, that's a super relevant question because it's people that just literally don't even have the bare minimum to survive, while other people have crazy excess. It's like, yo, I'm pretty sure this giant economic machine can, break off a couple crumbs for these people who are literally starving to death. You know what I'm saying? While these other people over here have crazy amounts of excess. I mean, it's just humane, dude. So that's the main way I like to look at it. I don't even want to get into judging individual countries because it's so dynamic. It's like, I don't even think it's necessary at all. I think it's just like, there's different stuff going on. You know what I mean? It's like there's deals between businesses, there's deals between countries, there's deals between individuals. You know what I mean? There's deals everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got to look at all that. Money is one thing people should look at. There's money. It has a value. Some people create it. Like, very, very, I mean, you got to understand how money's created. Like, for instance, cryptocurrency just came out. People just created it. All of a sudden, people started speculating, on it. And the price started going up, and now it's like it went from like less than a cent to like Bitcoin, for instance, went from like less than a cent all the way up to 20,000, then went back to like 9,000. And I mean, somebody just made that, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, hold on to a big supply of it like that. And when the price goes up, they're holding on to like this thing that they just made, easily, but now it's worth a whole lot. And then they can direct a lot of resources their way with it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that in the economy. Like, there's a lot of things that I call just really, like, intrinsically worthless goods, but they're used in a way, they're used for, like, trade, like money. They call it a medium of exchange. You call it I call it like an intermediary good, but it really does not have any intrinsic value. And there's a lot of stuff like that in the economy. And it really, like, the main thing I look at is, like, is everybody taken care of? You know what I mean? Does everybody have, like, the bare minimum necessary to get by? You know what I'm saying? Because that's just, like, the first thing we need to cover. It's just humane to do that. And I'm sure when you see some people with, like, crazy excess, I'm sure the economic machine can produce enough for people who don't even ask for much, who don't even need much, to survive. And honestly, I look at like any economy in the world and I say, look, here's natural resource, here's people, who are intelligent, who are fully capable of learning, becoming skilled laborers, whatever. And if they are just left to their own, if their labor, all of that resource is actually going to benefiting themselves, they'll probably be prospering. And what you see instead is a lot of situations where a lot of that resource is being directed into the excess of random people's, luxurious lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the people who are in those places that are resource rich, including human resource rich, they're like in poverty. That's just wrong, dude. That's just so wrong. That is not how it should work, dude. That's not how it should work at all. So I mean, those are like that's like the main way I like to look at the economy. Like, how is everybody doing? You know what I mean? If everybody's not doing good, this economic machine should be like kind of, I don't know, help those people, like whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. The economic machine should be producing to make sure everybody's like taken care of, at least. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And some people are gonna think I'm talking about like some socialistic stuff. No, I'm not at all. That's the last thing I trust at all. Like that's stupid. There's supply and demand. There's functions of the economy. People trade when they want to. If I got a freaking boat, I want to trade for a car, we're gonna do that because we can do that. This is life. People have been trading for eons. You know what I'm saying? I in no way, shape, or form advocate socialism. If anything, I see the market, with capitalism, and I say there's obviously some regulations that should be, put on the free market, to keep us from like destroying the planet and stuff like that. We're very technologically capable at this point in time, so yeah, a lot of things should be restricted. But also, there's just stuff that, like for instance, the money's taken out of people's taxes. What else should that be spent on but things that are going to benefit the people, of that country for one, but the people whose paychecks it was taken out of. You know what I mean? If money's taken out of my paycheck, it better come back and help me. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody should understand. And so and if you see, like, let's say a government taking a bunch of tax money and spending on some stupid crap, it's like, what are you doing, bro? And pocketing a lot of it, stuff like that. No, that's what I'm saying. You want to look at the whole economic machine and say, first of all, is everybody taken care of? If not, the economic machine needs to like produce enough to make sure everybody's taken care of. At least that's like the beginning, bro. And then, you just gotta look at it like that. That's just the best way to look at it. It's just a holistic way to look at the economy. So it's really easy. That's the easiest. That's like the beginning way. Like I said, it's very nuanced in a lot of ways. Deals everywhere, stuff like that. But generally speaking, you can see the holistic situation. Further than that, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that the economy produces that's really actually worthless. Like it really is, but it's used, like I said, like for trade, like for instance, money. It really is intrinsically worthless. It really is, but it's used for trade. And I mean, also stuff like, let's say, like diamonds. Like those are used for some industrial purposes, like cutting certain things, whatever. It's really hard. It's the hardest mineral that we know of, I think. But the way people value them as jewelry and stuff is like, they ain't got no value, bro. Even you could even say stuff like paintings, like old paintings, like, oh, it's $100 million painting. It's like, I guess to each person, if that's what somebody really values it at, if there's like a group of people that culturally value something, then I guess they could put that painting in an auction. Somebody's gonna buy it for that price. I guess that's what it's worth. You know what I mean? But as far as functionally, can I eat this thing? Can I use this to live? Does it improve my life? Does it help me survive and live and thrive? There's a lot of things that just don't fit in that category. And those are the main things. I call those like primary, goods, basically goods and services. And then there seems to be like the secondary, things that are in the economy. And that's what I'm saying. Like if there's people starving, like not having a good time, then we should cover that first with the primary goods and stuff like that the people need to survive before people are going and like, creating a whole bunch of excess secondary stuff. You know what I mean? Make sure people are taken care of. And then if you make sure those people are taken care of good enough, they'll become very productive and add to the overall prosperity of, they'll make this economic machine run even better. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And all of mankind, when the whole economic machine is running awesomely, mankind is doing awesome. It's like a giant empire, and like we're like doing great, you know? It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. I look at the economy as like the great cooperation of mankind. And I'm like, yes. Like when I see it functioning properly, I'm like, yes, it's working great. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the economy's working good right now. I'll say that. But there's a lot of people that are down and out. They should be taken care of. You know, that it takes barely anything, especially with the technology we have today, to make sure that people got the basic necessities of life just to survive. Just out of humanity, just to make sure they're living okay and having a good time with their lives, you know what I mean? It's just the right thing to do. But beyond that, you know, if you help those people, they'll be more productive, and overall to help the entire situation. And there's just ways to look at the entire economy in a holistic way to help just to help it function properly, you know what I mean? And produce what it should be producing. Like I said, you got to understand where the money is coming from, because that's really going to direct the resources. You know, ask yourself the question, where are the resources going, and what is the economic machine producing, and who is it producing it for? And really, the main answers to those questions, I think, there should be: one, the resources going to people that need them first. Secondly, they're going to things that actually help benefit mankind. Okay, two, what are they producing? Stuff that benefits mankind. Three, for who? For mankind. Boom. Those are the simple answers to those questions. It's so simple, bro. It's so simple. And that's how the economic machine should work, bro. To cover the basics for everybody, and then after that, for everybody, for mankind, you know, for the overall prosperity of mankind. Like, we're doing cool stuff with technology, new sciences, we're going to outer space, and we're doing a lot of stuff, man, and that's awesome. That's adding to the overall progress of our species. But you want to make sure everybody's taken care of. That's the bare basics right there, dude. There are people who are just like having a bad time out here, and like, y'all are worried about going to the moon while people are like out here just like starving to death. It's like, dude, there's literally third world countries, while on the other side of the world people are shooting rockets to different planets. Like, why is there that disparity? That's ridiculous. That means the economic machine is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. It should. I mean, it's so easy to provide for everybody the basic necessities of life, dude. It is, especially with the technology we have today. With how many people there are, with how much excess we produce, just put a little bit of that excess over here to help these people. Boom, they're good. You know what I'm saying? Where's the resource going? That's the question. It's that simple, dude. I mean, like I said, there's multiple questions. Where's the resource going? What is it producing, and who's it producing it for? Like I said, I already gave you the answers. It's going, so the people that need first, secondarily, everything else for mankind. It's going to produce stuff that helps mankind. It's going to go to, you know, and then whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm being stupid. Come on. Let me joke around. Let me be loose a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty basic stuff. And I think that's the best way to look at the entire economy. Like, you could probably look at some little key metrics, blah, 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 just like you look at any individual business. Look at the entire economic machine. Where are the resources going? What is it producing? And who is it producing it for? Get it? Those are the main key metrics I can see. So, boom, dude, boom. Gosh. I'm just trying to help. That's all I'm really trying to do, man. Trying to help people, trying to help the world. I want to optimize the economic machine to help make sure everybody's taken care of, first of all, but secondarily to help mankind prosper. I know how important it is. It's the great cooperation of mankind. That's what I call the economy. The great cooperative machine of mankind. That's what I call it. The political aspect, that's just like the management sector over in this part of the world, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even that relevant. It kind of is, but really, it's not that relevant, dude. Like, really, it's the produce of mankind, what mankind's producing, you know what I mean? That's what's relevant, dude. That's what's relevant. Anyway, I just want to explain that. It was on my mind, and there you go. Where's the resource going? What is the economic machine producing, and who's it producing for? Resource should first be going toward people that need. Secondarily, it should be going toward things that help mankind prosper. What is it producing? Things that help mankind prosper. Who is it producing it for? Mankind. Those are the answers, dude. Those are the answers. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. It's an easy understanding, dude. I'm not even gonna say it's mine. It's not mine. It's just like the obvious thing. Like, duh. It's obvious once you understand it. I hope I just explained it well enough so you understand it, and you'll be like, oh, duh. I hope everybody's like, duh, that's what it should be doing, duh. Because it is. It's the obvious thing, dude. Obviously, dude. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna go handle some other stuff I gotta do personally. You know, everybody has their personal business, you know. I'm gonna go join this economic machine and do, I don't know, you know. This is part of that, you know. Like, you gotta have your thinkers, your innovators, inventing some new stuff. You gotta have your management. You gotta have your workers. You gotta have every little part, you know. I'm just playing a little part right now. I might go do some other stuff here and there, you know. I jump in and I try to help things out, you know what I mean? That's just what I try to do here and there. So this is just part of that. That being said, I'm gonna go get back to my business, live my life. You know, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta have fun. You gotta be in good spirits before you can even be productive. You know what I mean? It's not all about economics, bro. It's all about really having a good time. I personally just like prosperity. I like awesome stuff. I'm like, hey, we're going to the moon. Awesome. Like, I want to see new cool stuff like that. You know, personally for me, I think that's fun. I think that's awesome. I mean, really though, the main thing should be make sure everybody's living good, having a good time, enjoying their lives, because that's the main thing. We want to help everybody, you know, live good, you know, really, that's the main thing. That's just humanity, dude. That should be our primary focus, dude. First and foremost, before everything else, make sure we're taken care of, everybody's taken care of. Resource should be going to the people that need first to make sure that they're okay, you know what I mean? And then after that, we could do awesome stuff, you know what I mean? And that awesome stuff eventually is supposed to help mankind and, you know, make life even better. So that's really the whole focus, is to improve life for people, dude. You know what I'm saying? So let's make it happen. And that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm living my life right now. I'm living in a cool world with a cool economy that's provided a lot for me. I'm able to live pretty good right now, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure a lot of other people that right now are having a bad time can also get the same benefits of the production of the economy, you know what I mean? That's been happening for centuries now, you know what I mean? I want to make sure everybody's having a good time. And I'm thankful that I can, you know, enjoy a lot of things I have right now, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a better situation for everybody, you know, in general. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. That's humanity, dude. Very simple stuff. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's been good. It's been a good talk. I like this. I feel like a lot of good stuff came out right here. But I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Be safe. Help out your fellow man. Understand the real purpose of the economy. Help everybody live better, dude. That's what it's all about, dude. That's what it's all about. Humanity, man. Humanity. All right. Talk to you guys later. Be safe. I'm out.